almost burnt my eyebrows off.
What a way to start the show. Welcome to a brand new experience for your brain. A review show unlike any other on the net. Join Reverend Jeff and Wes Losner for a look into movies and entertainment like only they can bring it to you. Classics, horror, sci-fi, you name it, nothing is safe from these two guys. All wrapped up in a bit of fun for everyone, right here on What You Watching. The year is 1997, and the world's gone all apocalyptic like. Two young people find each other and try to make the world not suck. That's right, it's Turbo Kid coming up right here tonight on What You Watching. That and a whole lot more in just a moment. And here now are the stars of all this mess, Reverend Jeff and Wes Losner. Oh, hey Wes, man, did you catch that girl with the third nipple? Oh,
Third nipple. Did you see how many ping pong balls she fit up there, bro?
yep. From 30 feet away. Speaking of things, man, we got to get this content warning thing figured out. What do you think we ought to say?
Oh, God, that stinks. Well, we got to make sure we say things like shit, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, bitch, tits, ass twat, fart, balls, cunt.
Oh, don't forget moist panties, because that'll offend 80% of our female listeners right from the start.
Oh, speaking of moist panties, where's that chick with the third nipple? I want to see if it looks like mine. Oh.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to What You're Watching. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because most people don't. I'm one of the hosts of this mess, the Reverend Jeff Kelly, and over there is Wes motherfucking Losner.
Hello. Greetings. Earthlings, people of Earth.
Hello out there in the internet land.
Great one.
Yeah, that's right. This is the show where we watch shit for your entertainment and then talk about it. So this week, we're talking about Turbo Kid. Some people are just jammed up about it like I am, and others are like Wes, like, what the fuck did I just watch? So
yeah, we'll get to that.
That's how that's gonna go tonight. That's right. But first thing, we start off with we usually start off with the beginning of the week, and well, none of those are actually maximized, so I have to go and dig them out. Yay, YouTube! We usually talk about trailers this time of the week, so that's what I'm trying to bring up. And well, because everything has to hide everything these days, God,
well,
it's just
I can talk about how it's fresh in my memory that we were just talking about how I don't know jack shit about the trailers that I just watched.
That's right. So yeah, we were talking about Feral. That's right. That's right. Students fight to survive a weekend in the woods, and they kind of give it a creepy Bigfoot feel, but I'm not sure it's Sam Squanch.
No. You come to find
a wild
out.
Animal attacks 6 medical students on a weekend hike in the woods. One by one, they become infected with a feral disease, turning them into a rabid, bloodthirsty creatures. And the vacation becomes a nightmare as they fight to survive each other.
I bet they turn into badger people.
Badger people. Well, we've seen one of those, the horrible, evil badger people.
Yeah.
Next up was Cage Dive.
Oh, yeah.
3 friends filming an audition tape for the extreme reality show take part in shark cage diving, only to be left in great white infested waters, turning their recording into a life and death situation.
Yeah. Now, see, I saw this one because I follow a bunch of sites that make found footage movies, and this is it's all found footage. And what it is basically, if you've ever seen the movie Open Water, where those 2 people get just left out in their scuba gear or whatever, and they basically get taken off by sharks. Well, this is if a entire boat cruise of people that go on a shark cage tour, you know, to go see great whites and swim in the shark cages. Let's throw all these people in the water and see what happens. So that's this movie. It looks awesome. The graphics look cool as fuck. You know, the sharks. You know, like
it's like being part of the USS Indianapolis. Yeah, Chief, it wasn't the first day that the shark started to eat us. See, there, it took you a minute to get my reference, but damn it, you got it.
No, I knew. I was just trying to think of something to say back, but then, you know, it's me. You know,
clever is my thing, not yours. Right? Is that how that works?
I just decided to laugh more. You know, that was easier for me.
Well, I didn't find a whole lot in trailers either. Although this one's been on the TV quite a bit. Get Out. An interracial couple goes home to meet her parents, and it becomes a nightmare. A young African-American man visits his Caucasian girlfriend's mysterious family estate. Dude, I don't really know what happens to Brother Man when he goes out there, but it's creepy.
Yeah, no, it looks like somehow they get all the black people that visit this compound or house or whatever, like under some kind of hypnotic spell. The trailer's pretty dope. Like but
it
it's
is
like,
absolutely.
It's like if those people from the South, like, you know, like what they do now with like technology or some shit.
Right, instead of hanging them from trees, God bless them. You know, now they're gonna shoot them full of I don't know, sodium pentothal. I don't know, creepy
zombie
stuff
voodoo juice.
I don't know, man, but we're all human.
But the movie looks fucking good, though. It looks good.
It does. I'm gonna watch it when I can get a copy of it, because you know, it's just like black people in paranormal haunted movies houses. Get out! I gotta go. Where's my car and my keys? Because I gotta go. They don't hang around. That's why you don't see black people in haunted ghost movies, because they don't fuck around. All right. And the other one I found was a new Will Smith Netflix coming in December. Bright, set in a world where mystical creatures live side by side with humans. A human cop is forced to work with an orc to find a weapon everybody is prepared to kill for. That's right. Danny Glover is your orc. No, I'm sorry. Will Smith, Noomi Rapace, Joel Edgerton, and that guy as the animal. No, I don't know what to think of it. I watched the trailer. It didn't make any sense. It dropped during the Oscars, and nobody cared. I'm not so much a Will Smith fan in his older age.
Yeah, I'm not really either.
I think he's become a pompous douche, and most of his last movies have been, you know, just shitheels. So, hey, Will Smith, fuck you. No. Get better movies.
These views are entirely expressed by both co-hosts.
The views and opinions expressed here on What You're Watching. That's right. Are definitely the views and opinions of the hosts, and not those of What You're Watching, or YouTube, or anybody else that's affiliated with broadcasting.
No, YouTube says fuck you too, bro.
Yeah. It's Will Smith. Fuck you. If you're not using a Jackox 2000, then fuck you. Not a sponsor of the What You're Watching show in any manner or means. All right, so that's what we were talking about in trailers tonight. Dude, wow, this is gonna be one of those shows. Now, this is the part where we talk about shit that we watched all week long. And the old Reverend Jeff here is gonna ask his good pal over there, Wes. Hey, Wes, what you watching?
Yo, oh shit. Fuck, I watched Z Nation.
No,
right,
let's
Z Nation on.
All right, we can start with Z Nation. That's fine. Oh, you son of a bitch!
Netflix, they just released season 3. So I mean, I watched the entire season.
It totally screwed me. Yeah. So you watched season 3 of Z Nation?
Yeah, it was good. And then Netflix also released the People versus O.J. Simpson, the trial where they got fucking.
God.
What's
Yeah,
his name?
that was on
Cuba Gooding Jr.
cable. That was on not too long ago, and it's just like, wow, do you think he
It
did
was
it?
good. Yeah,
I don't
for sure.
I don't know. I think he did it, but they still framed him.
You know what they hinted at though? That AC might have done it.
The kid, yeah, the son. And I
No,
don't
the
know what
AC,
the hell this is.
AC, the guy, the other guy with the
Oh,
white
Al
Bronco.
Cowlings? Al
Yeah,
Cowlings didn't do it, them dumb shits.
yeah, he's a
They don't
retard.
know
I'm
what they're
telling you, I don't
talking
know.
about. I'm gonna go kill O.J. Simpson's wife. Why would he go kill the wife? That don't make any sense. I've seen it where they talked about the kid being in the truck too, went with OJ, and they dumped him out at some point, and that's why the blood was all messed up. I don't know. It's just like to make a murderer. You know, somebody was going to jail for killing them white folk.
I don't
It was
know.
just gonna happen.
I think it
Somebody
was OJ.
And then, of course, we were both watching The Walking Dead.
Yes. It was a Negan
Episode 11.
So you saw my sexy bitch, Lucille.
You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. For us, the hubcaps and a hole in the grill.
This episode, though, it was good. It went back to when Daryl escaped. And you saw, like, it started out like there's Fat Joey.
Yeah, that confused me. That confused the crap out of me when I saw Daryl peel off in the motorcycle. I was like, didn't this already happen? What's so we went back like 2 weeks to catch this episode, and that was this episode was out of place, completely out of place. It should have been split. I know, but it should have been split in half and put into the other two episodes. It would have made a far more sense if they'd have done it that way than to like wait 2 weeks and then reinsert this into the backstory. It just confused the shit out of me. I'm sorry, but it did. I mean, it was in the wrong place.
No, they do kind of fuck things up with bottle episodes and shit. But what was cool though is you find out that it wasn't Jesus that helped Daryl. It wasn't Carl. It wasn't Dwight. It was Sherry, Dwight's fucking floozy wife. She bounced out.
She did too, but
yeah.
She knew if they caught
when Negan killed the fucking doctor and threw him into the thing. Yeah.
It made Dr. Smarty Pants stand there and watch him.
Yeah.
That guy is such a coward. Pants.
That shit was so funny.
Such a coward.
Yeah, he plays such a pussy. But I don't know. I think I'm seeing fucking. I feel like
he's planning something with them pills.
He's either planning something, or you're gonna see Eugene just totally turn like savior.
Like become Negan. I am Negan.
Yeah,
just rock with me.
Because he just seems
because when he took them drugs from that lady, he was just like, "Fuck it, give them all. I want this. I want this. I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna call it a grumbly wub. I want this motherfucker too."
He carried that son of a bitch everywhere. Yeah, he carried it everywhere.
Well, if you want to set yourself up for being criminally insane, for others to forgive you for the fucking actions that you're doing, then you get a grumbly wub and you start carrying that motherfucker everywhere.
And that's really what he did. That's really what he did.
I mean, you eat pickles and you carry a grumbly wub because that's what Dr. Smarty Pants is doing. Yeah. And smelting the walkers to the fence. Oh my god, dude!
I wish they would have shown that more, though. Like, I hope they show.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling we'll see it once it's done.
Yeah.
I think the actual doing of it, the effects of actually the actual up close of smelting a friggin' walker to the chain link fence probably might have been a little bit too much for their effects guys, but I think they can get the effect afterwards. But he's like, well, I knew when we watched that walker fall apart, like it fell apart on cue, you know, like everybody was standing around waiting for it to fall apart. It was just like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
But whatever.
No, but it was a good episode, I thought. Negan's always funny as fuck. You know, it's just
I just want to know, who are you?
Yeah.
I'm Negan. I was always Negan. I was even Negan before I met you. I just had to meet you to be sure that I was Negan. But I am Negan. I'm like, oh,
he's a coward son of a bitch, but he's got away with words.
Yeah, but that lady was afraid of him when he stole all that grumbly wubbing shit from her. She was afraid of him. She was straight up scared of him. And I think that kind of got into him. He knows who he needs to cower to, but I think he's going to be able to be strong over people. It'll be interesting to see what happens from here.
Yeah, you're going to see a change in Eugene for sure.
And next week there will be the hunt for guns. They didn't go back to Alexandria like they should have. But friggin' goddamn Rick's hand's got a friggin' giant hole through it. His friggin' skin and muscles been peeled off of his legs. But hey, honey, let's stay out another week and go look for guns. You know, the sepsis hasn't set in quite yet.
He's gonna lose his hand. I'm predicting it. He's gonna lose his hand.
He's gonna be it might be time. I mean, then he'll be comic book Rick.
Yeah, because that's been a long time overdue.
All right. Well, that's what we ended. You ended up watching.
Yeah. So what have you been watching, Rev?
What you watching,
Rev?
There you go. Well, I started off watching a Hobbit. This little fucking hairy-footed bastard.
Journey.
Then, of course, they all came on all the way through the friggin' 5 armies. I was entrenched in little dirty hobbits in my house all friggin' weekend, from Friday to Sunday. I must have watched all of them at least twice because I absolutely love The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and all of The Desolation of Smaug, The Battle of 5 Armies. They're all just fantastic movies. But when you got into The Battle of 5 Armies, actually it started with The Desolation of Smaug, was when the video cameras finally caught up to the effects being able to be hidden in the background. Like, you can tell that a lot of the castle scenes are made out of foam, and you can tell that the sets were sets and they weren't really places because the cameras were just too good. Like, when you get to the IMAX super climax friggin' 66,000 foot screen cameras, they take up too much detail. Part of it even looked like it was on a soap opera or a news broadcast because of the type of camera that they use. And it really kind of shattered the illusion of being in that world. So, I'm chilling. It's like, whatever. I'm watching The Hobbit over and over again. It's back and forth. And then what comes on the very next day? The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, The Return of the King. Oh, yeah. I spent another 72 hours literally entranced with dirty-ass little hobbits running around my house. Why they didn't ride the eagles from the first episode straight out the volcano and throw that sumbitch into it, I don't know. But I guess we wouldn't have had 2 movies to figure it out later.
Not very good thinkers, those hobbits.
Not very smart. They're on the back of a fucking eagle, and they don't make it take you where you're going. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's a hobbit. They're just loyal. That's what they get. They don't get smarts. They get loyal. So yeah, again, I got entranced with these dirty ass little hobbits running around my house. Finally, to get out of the hobbits, yesterday was Black Sails Day. Now, last week we talked about the murder of Edward Teach Blackbeard as they run him completely around the keel of the boat over and over again, slicing his skin and bones clear. They're just peeling away shards of skin to reveal the bones. This week, Long John Silver and the pirates are back on the main island, and they're trying, and they've basically taken over the island again, waiting for the return of the governor. Only the governor's betrayed them, and he hasn't gone back to England. He's turned Cuba and Spain upon the pirates because they still hold the leftover gold from the Orca. So we've only got like 3 episodes left or 4 episodes left of Black Sails. It's literally the end of the series. But yeah, there's blood, there's gore, there's ire. 3-Legged Kelly is going to get to you one last time. Black Sails be the name of the show. That's right. It really is. Catch it from the first season. There's only 4 seasons into it.
And catch how Long John Silver opened up a restaurant chain?
Well, apparently when they were talking, and I just caught this the other day when they asked where the best meat was, they said, we know where the best long pork is. It's on the island of Muerte. Long pork is apparently human flesh, and anybody with the name Long attached to their name has eaten human flesh. So apparently Long John Silver is the long part of his name doesn't refer to his third leg. It's to the fact that he's eaten human flesh. And that's what scares the ever living shit out of people about Long John Silver. So at one time, John Silver was a cook on one of these ships. And I guess that's where the idea of it comes from. But it's all.
It makes you wonder, like, are they putting human meat in Long John Silver's, though?
No, because they serve fish and seafood, bonehead. They don't have red meat.
I'm just
they
saying.
don't have red meat at Long John Silver's. So, no, they're not putting human in it.
I hope not. I've eaten there once.
Once. I love me some Long John Silver's, man. I might have to go to tomorrow now. You say that. Go get me some long meats. So that's what the old Reverend here was watching all week. He had Dirty Little Hobbits and Black Sailors.
Dirty Little Hobbits.
They were just everywhere. The Fast and the Furious movies were on too, but I've already covered those a couple of times. No, I absolutely love those movies. They used to be car movies. Now they're heist movies. We'll see what the next one is because Dom friggin' he goes against everybody. Anyhow, this is the time where we say hi out there to the internet peoples that is watching the shows. This is the time. It's internet land. It's the time for coffee talk, Wes. Coffee talk with the internet
people in internet land.
Let's see here. We have a Miss Starshine. Hello, Miss Starshine. She's got a tool in her hand. We like Starshines with a tool in her hand. Let's see. Dean Cooper, Mr. Quasi-Theorist himself. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that one. I have no idea.
So bad.
Mr. Rod Dupree and the motherfucking place to be. There's Wyatt Ola. How you doing there, Wyatt?
What up?
Collier Wilmus. That's right. He's sculpting a Bigfoot, people. The bread man.
Bread man.
Always bread in the back shots has to be because that's him. We got another Mr. Sam Squanch Rivera hanging out in the hangout. How you doing there? Hot oral sex. That's right, from the Hotel Coral Essex.
Hello.
The Nerds 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that was part of What You're Watching Trivia earlier in the night. Let's see here. Who else is floating around up there? Of course, Mr. Kurt Harris. He's floating around out there somewhere. He was watching a movie right before the show. Hopefully he got it finished. If not, I'm sure he'll catch up. Mr. Dean Cooper, that looks like who's out there tonight. So there's a bunch of people floating around out there. So glad that y'all were here to join us. If you didn't say hi in the chat room, I didn't know you were here live. We are live right around 9 Monday nights.
Sometimes. It depends.
Sometimes. It depends. But most of the time, we're here at 9, 9:30.
9-ish.
We started the show at 10. That's why we call it 9-ish p.m. Pacific, people. Whatever the time in Pacific land is, look up your conversion. That's when we're here in internet lands, okay? Around 9 o'clock on Monday nights, Pacific time. Your times may be different. Remember, the views of the host and callers are not those of what you're watching, but they may indeed be both the views of the hosts, both Reverend Jeff and Wes motherfucking Losner.
Motherfucking, you gotta capitalize all those.
That's right. So we're getting back to it tonight, and we are talking about Turbo Kid. I suggested this one to old Wes here, and he was like, "A movie about a kid? Why do we want to watch a movie about a kid?" And I'm like, "Dude, did you watch the trailer? Watch the trailer. It's not a kid's movie. It's definitely rated R, and there's probably more blood and guts in this movie than there is in my favorite Grindhouse movie. Dear God, no." So, Turbo Kid, it's the story of a little boy in apocalyptic 1997 whose parents get killed by bad people, and he's lived on his own in scavenger land. And now he's, 4 or 5 years later, and the bad people are still around, but he's still scavenging things, and he's been alone all this time. And all of a sudden, he finds a new friend. The movie completely changes 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. You think it's going to be this stupid little kid, what the hell is this going to be about? Is he just going to be playing, Power Ranger or whatever else? Next thing you know, we get introduced to Apple.
Yeah, and this is so awesome because it's Starshine's cousin.
That's exactly what I think. It's like Collier Wilmus is Turbo Kid and Starshine is Apple, because they bicker at each other like that back and forth. But Apple's character is so close to being over the top, yet not, that she rides that fine line, and you find out, of course, later on what happens. If the movie changes again at like 28 minutes into it, and that's after Apple gets kidnapped and he falls into the spaceship and finds a turbo rider in a spaceship and finds his suit and everything else. That's when the movie changes once again, because now you go from just some dumb human kid with a dream reading comic books to, holy shit, I'm the greatest American hero. I found a suit and it doesn't have any instructions. If you don't know what the greatest American hero is, you should probably go on YouTube and check out the trailer for that, because it would explain a lot. Anyhow, so you go from what it looks like it's going to be a boring ass indie flick on, really shitty playground sets, to serious gore in the first 18 minutes of the movie. I mean, it really does change that dramatically when Sawfist guy shows up. That's my favorite character. That guy with the buzzsaw in his freaking hand, and that was my favorite character of the bad guys. Anyhow,
it was just they changed the story so many times, and then it was so hard to follow. But then these scenes with these people and they're fighting and shit. But there was also the funny scenes with Starshine's cousin.
This is my gnome stick.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, that scene is awesome, dude.
Oh my god.
There's they spent no money on sets. They spent no money on costuming. George Ironside agreed to do the movie for free. This was a Sundance movie, mind you, and it was over an hour long, which is really, really hard to get into Sundance with something that long. Usually, if they tell you want to be in a Sundance candidate, you should have like a 9-minute movie. Like anything over 10 minutes is super hard to get into the Sundance Film Festival, because you're competing against, people who have real budgets.
Yeah.
And if you watch the interviews and stuff on YouTube with the girl that plays Apple, they talk about they had like $800 to do the entire movie. And Jeremy Ironside's wardrobe was like 400 of it, because it was all leather, and he was a big guy, so he didn't fit into regular. They couldn't go down to the thrift shop like they got all of Apple's clothes from. They actually had to go and buy wardrobe for him. But they did one of the things that I love about movies is everything was dirty. Everything was broken. Everything was used and worn in. Nothing was brand new. I can't stand that whole pristine, brand new looking things in something that's supposed to be a world of apocalyptic 1997.
Yeah.
However, the opening credit music is the ending credit music to another bicycle movie from the 1990s called Rad. And if you've never seen the movie Rad, it was the BMX movie it was the dirt bike movie of the 90s. Before dirt bikes were as popular as they are, it was all done on bicycles with crazy ass people who jumped over those jumps and stuff.
And that's why everyone was on bikes in this movie.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. They were taking you back to a time when BMX bicycles were the thing. I mean, everybody rode one. Big old people, not old people, but anyhow, hippies, dirtsters, druggies, they all rode them.
Yeah. Leprechauns.
Right, leprechauns,
Canadians.
Sasquatch,
Yeah.
They all take care of it. Now, saying all of this, I've seen this movie a half dozen times, easily, if not 10 or better. Anytime it's ever been on, I stop and watch it. The more times you watch it, much like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the better this movie gets. You pick less of it apart. You start to meld the scenes together. They stitch together a little bit better in your mind the second time than they do, because they are kind of abrupt. I agree with you. It kind of goes from silliness to ripping people in half and plucking it on top of somebody's head. But you have to admit,
well, I mean, 50 minutes in, it goes back in time.
It goes back to show you what happens to his parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
And show you that Jeremy Ironside was the one that killed his parents. That's a flashback. That's totally okay.
That was a long flashback.
It was a long flashback. I agree, but it's an indie flick. This wasn't freaking George R.R. Tolkien, talking about floppy penises and dragons that still aren't there. I mean,
I don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Oh, that's George R.R. Martin, not Tolkien. Sorry.
What is a Tolkien Martin?
He's the one that does Game of Thrones.
Oh,
we've been waiting for 5 years for
show.
Yeah, we've been waiting for 5 years for titties and dragons, and we're just getting floppy wieners 4 seasons later. I mean, it's kind of like that. But so yeah, that's pretty much. Turbo Kid is definitely something that you can get your stone on, sit back and enjoy for 90 minutes and watch it a second time. I think you'll enjoy it better the second time. But yeah, Apple, the character of Apple when it fuck it, we do spoilers here all the time. Spoiler alert! When Apple gets shot, I was watching Collier watch the movie. And he was like, "Oh no, Apple, wait. What? Huh?" And then Apple gets back up and he's like, "What?" So it turns out she's a robot. So that movie changed again when you find out that Apple's a robot.
Which thing that Apple is a robot and she's Starshine's cousin.
Yeah,
what does that say about Starshine?
We might have to start looking for some wires or something sticking out of Starshine. I don't know.
Just saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
That she's a friendship robot. How far does that friendship go? Because he sure tried to stick his tongue in her mouth a couple of times. That was awkward.
And he never got to it.
And even one time after he found out she was a robot.
Off.
Woo, that was nasty.
Yeah, she got
shot. Away.
Yeah, are you a pleasure bot?
Are you a pleasure bot? Pleasurable. Oh my goodness. When you have an indie flick like that where it doesn't suck, it makes the movie that much better. I mean, because really, this is probably the best acted indie flick we've seen in a while.
I don't share the good Reverend's enthusiasm about this movie as much as I'd like. However, Apple did make the movie for me, and I will give it 1 thumbs up because of the last scene and Apple's face when she comes riding in on her unicorn bike with her gnome stick.
Hell yeah,
and the
dude.
look on her face, the look of pure bliss and joy as she rams that unicorn into that fucking
Asian lady.
Chick. Yeah, that big chick. And just continues to bash her face with the fucking gnome stick. That was an epic scene because of just that girl just maintained this like hysterically psychotic funny looking smiley face on her the entire time. It was awesome.
Everybody knows the Reverend tells, guys that are out there dating that there's that hot crazy line. Apple has crossed that. Okay. Yeah. Apple is one that you sit back and watch other people date.
Yeah.
You don't try to date that one. Okay. Trust me. She's past the crazy hot line. You just sit back and watch that one like entertainment because you just don't want to be on that ride when it breaks down. Trust me.
No.
But seriously, yeah, it was a fun movie. The apocalyptic characters were cool. The throwback to Big China, to Big Trouble in Little China with the dude with the face mask on and the big China hat. That was riding around on the bicycle. There was
obliterated.
Well, yeah, Turbo Man. I like it. I dig it. It's a superhero movie. It worked for me. So I figured I would share it with all of you, and I'm glad you watched the whole thing. And if you get the chance, watch it again. That, my friends, is going to wrap it up for this edition of Watch It, bitches. Yeah, we're going to be
Next
talking
week.
about next week. We're going to be talking about porn.
Fuck yeah.
No, actually, we're going to be talking about Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop. Not Wolf Cock. Wolf Cop.
Cop. There is wolf cock in it, though.
It's like Dirty Harry, only hairier. That's what the tagline
It
says.
is
Don't blame
dirty and it is hairy. Wait, what are we talking about? No, next week's show's gonna be epic. Wolf Cop is awesome.
Yeah, I sure hope so. And with that, we're gonna get the exit music going here,
and then y'all can fuck off.
We love all of our fans here in what you're watching, and we're glad that you spend your time with us. And the hosts and opinions of the hosts and callers are not necessarily those of what you're watching, but may indeed reflect those views of the Reverend Jeff Kelly and Wes Losner. However, at other times like this, Wes is on his own. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you guys next week for Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cock.
Yes, there will be an after hangout. Like right now. Join us.